start with your bit?
What's my bit? Yes, is this the show? This is Due by Friday, a weekly challenge podcast.
That was clean as fuck, Alex. Great work. You want to try again?
3, 2, 1. This is Due by Friday, a weekly challenge podcast with Alex Cox and Merlin Mann. This week's challenge. 3, 2, 1. This is Due by Friday, a weekly challenge podcast with Alex Cox and Merlin Mann. This week's challenge, figure out why another dumb thing is happening. This is where it goes out.
Is that, oh, so I see, so you're giving me notes on the editing. I love hearing your voice back in the mix for this, but I absolutely despise the way we're doing this. This is a terrible way to begin the show. This will be the last time we do this. I will manage other ways, but it's nice to have you back in the mix.
I like that because it means two
Cox.
things.
If you were MX Cox, you could have 3 X's in your name. You could be call you Triple X. Wouldn't that be a cute name for you, Triple X?
No, because my dad pointed that out because he's like, if you change your ID, we could call you Triple X. And there was silence at the dinner table. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. And he's like, but it's not like porn. I'm like,
what's
Dad,
the chromosome?
Say it's not like porn.
God, you're still so quiet. What's the X chromosome? Which one gets that? Assigned what at birth gets X and Y chromosome? Because is there a pun? Is there another pun in X anywhere?
Unfortunately, no. I think pussy could be pooksy at birth, because then it kind of matches
Alex,
up.
What does that mean when you say that?
Because
Pooksy?
double X, 2 chromosomes, you typically
I see.
You
so
have a
you're
uterus.
You're doing substitution in Unix. It's like S/ I see. And you're looking for a pattern of 2 X's you turn into pussy. You guys can route anything. You're regular Yahoo pipes over there. Just connecting shit up one to the other.
It's called
How would I connect a garden hose with my brain quickly? I want to drain my brain, please. I'm expressing all of the glands of mind.
I feel like you've slipped into, is he Dr. Fink? I mix him up with Honeydew and Beaker, and I feel bad about it.
I'll explain all you want. I'm doing Professor John Frank, kind of, best I can. I'm only just as God made me, sir. And he is primarily a parody of a Jerry Lewis character from a 1960s movie.
The more you know. Oh, my goodness.
Brrr. Yep. That's Professor, let's see, what's his name? Danny Love is the name of his Lothario character. It's a Jekyll and Hyde movie called The Nutty Professor. And
I know that.
No, you don't. You know Eddie Murphy.
Okay, nope. I'm thinking of the Robin Williams movie called Flubber.
Oh, Flubber. That's the one where he plays 6 different black people who fart in a family. Hercules.
He might as well have killed Robin Williams. I don't know.
You might as well kill him. You were good as killed Robin Williams. Hey, you got one. And then that becomes a funny bit in the fake trailers at the beginning of Tropic Thunder. More beans.
Most underrated movie of the decade.
Feel
I
the
think.
noise. And also, there's a great video about it by Beacon Rewind.
There is.
Beacon Rewind. I think it's Beacon Rewind, or is it Lindsay? It's one of my girls.
No, I think it's.
They like when I call them my girls.
Rewind.
Beaker Rewind.
Beaker
Bloody
Rewind.
Beaker folk, bloody Beaker folk coming over here.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong with just lapping it out of your hand like a cat? I'm Paul Nuttall of
I don't know what
UKIP.
that's from, but I want to do it
Alex, this
now.
has got to stop. You've got to start remembering things from just very recent things. What is my favorite episode of Stuart Lee, please?
Isn't it Child? Well, no, wait. It
Bloody Beaker folk.
No.
Coming
It
over
is
here.
England.
We don't need your lace hats. Bloody Huguenots.
Satire is not your favorite, but it's
satire.
one you said was a good starter.
I'm doing the one with the taxi driver that turns into the bit about UKIP.
It's like I have noticed
these days.
you you can repeat things verbatim, and
Nope.
it's fascinating.
Nope,
And
I can repeat things almost verbatim, and more's the pity.
oh,
Believe me, I hear about it.
you like are a Stuart Lee Mark Twain combo, whereas I'm more of like, okay, that's a pattern. I
What
know
is
it's a
that, a
pattern. I
sandwich
don't
and
know
a
what the
soup, or
pattern.
what is that? Stuart Lee Mark Twain?
com-
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The Stuart Lee Mark Twain combo is you'll start to do a Stuart Lee bit,
Yes.
but then I don't know if you keep doing
Oh.
it. Like
I
you'll
see,
do
I
this
see.
recently. You've
So
been
I should be
repeating
fast, but
yourself.
slower. It's okay to be fast, but just don't do it too quickly.
I don't know, like you'll start repeating things, and I'm like, I know this isn't a
that.
Stuart Lee comedy vehicle bit because I know those, but I don't know if it's from
That was from
Content
That was from the
Machine,
England episode. It's the one where he
which is your
begins by
favorite
saying-
episode.
It's one of my favorites. It's probably my favorite. It's the one where he begins by saying, I'm going to come out and I just want you to applaud as though I've been doing something for, that was okay. I just said something that was okay. Okay. Not that funny, but yeah. So anyway, it's like, it's like dealing with somebody from Spain. Anyway, hey everybody, this is Due by Friday, a weekly challenge podcast with Alex Cox and Merlin Mann, and we're back for whatever the world's going to bring us. We're here. We're used to it.
Boy, we are ever. Do you want to get into the challenge? I have a whole list of stupid things, dumb things that I figured out why they're dumb.
Sure.
One of them wasn't the start of this podcast. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I have this thing that I do because I don't know. I try to make it a little less difficult for somebody to follow things with the shows that I'm involved with. Do we want to provide context for what the fuck that means? This challenge because it's kind of. Will people know what you mean? We're assuming they heard the latest episode. Yes. And with the challenge,
you don't need to know that we fixed a dumb thing or tried to fix a dumb thing last week, and we're fixing
then you say you're
more
gonna fix
dumb
more
things.
dumb things this week.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We didn't even talk about the dumb things I fixed.
Oh shit! Did you and so you got a list?
I do have a list.
I'd love to hear.
Okay, I fixed my tail scale. Now I can get into my MacBook Pro anywhere, and it's very. For a while, I'm like,
Can
why
you do it
can't
with
I
your
get...
lid closed? It's on my list to figure out how to do that.
So, turns out, no, I can't.
Everything that Vince suggested makes me nervous because it sounds like a different time when Macs were absolutely not made to do that, and you could melt your screen.
Yeah,
Because I don't know. I think some of the heat dissipation. I don't know. I think you make like a little. I'm gonna call it a clam box. You make a little hot little clam box if you close up your lid.
Yes,
Clam can't get out.
I'm a fan of clams. Like that. That's normally how I roll in many ways, other than eat. Anyway, but
Clam box. Clambulance.
Clams need braces. The way that at least my MacBook always will have the keyboard like smudgies on the screen.
Oh, especially if you carry it in a backpack, buddy.
Yeah.
You could be doing that for years before you realize that's what's causing it. It's a tiny bit of compression in your backpack is pushing your keys against the screen, and your disgusting little Syracuse fingers get all over it.
Exactly.
He has more juices than other people. Did you know that?
No, but that feels
Doesn't
right.
surprise me either. Yeah.
No, good for him. Does he use it for anything else?
I took you
other
off
than...
it. Were you able to identify what it was that hadn't been working before and what fixed it?
Oh,
Was it Tailscale?
It was Tailscale. Oh, Tailscale. I just fucked it up because I had some
I'm asking you what
routing
you fixed
number.
and how you know it worked.
I fixed my like static and dynamic IP situation because it was weirdly messed up. I was able to do that with, my new code buddy and just did it for me. And then I'm like, wait, how did you do that? And then I learned about why you need to have, like, I know why you need a static IP, but I know now why.
Don't you have an Eero?
I switched out my Eero for a TP link that a nice person, thank you person. And
Eero makes it easy if you've got that little pay account thing, but I think there's all sorts of different ways that you can get. I used to have something called DYNDNS, Dynamic DNS. I don't know if this still exists, but it used to be a really cool product that would basically just pull your IP address periodically to make sure that whatever. So if you hung I don't know, collectmydirt.org on an IP address, it would make sure that IP address hadn't changed at, say, the level of your provider. You know, that's how I typically think of it. But you were able to address that here, and now if you're somewhere else, you can still your stuff can still talk to each other, huh?
Yes, and that worked periodically for years, but then with a laptop, you're like, okay, so I guess it's asleep or something, or but then a friend was like, oh, you're running it in clamshell mode. That's safe and fine, but you remember my laptop has the issue where the Touch ID doesn't work, and it gets confused, and then it's like, someone's trying to break into it. So now I just keep it open and mirrored the display so it thinks that it's just, supposedly it thinks it's a normal computer, and I have this app called Amphetamine running, which I
heard about that. That's the thing that or I used to call maybe caffeinate, but yeah, the idea is it keeps it awake, it keeps it from sleeping.
Yeah, but you can now do it with certain applications. So if I just I can, use screens, be like, hello, now please turn on caffeine. And I want to just keep it open while I don't want it to go to sleep when the terminal's open, or when I'm doing stuff with Tailscale, and hooray, now it works. And it's very exciting. And I do it on my phone because I'm not an adult.
That's cool.
I know. It is
really neat. And it's, on the one hand, Tailscale, congratulations. And I'm not trying to sound like an expert or something, but like something I've found is that the basic value proposition of Tailscale is at first kind of a little difficult to articulate to people, including me. I'm a person ultimately, but what it does is it puts all your stuff without changing anything about the network configurations in your world. The way I would describe it is it lets you have your own network that runs on top of that, and lets you access all that stuff regardless of whether it really is on the same network. And again, that's difficult to explain, but one thing is, whatever it gives you these IP addresses that work now. So if you have a setup like a Synology, or like a whatever, it's really neat. You don't have to if something changes, let's say you had bookmarks to a bunch of stuff on your NAS or on wherever, let's say you got deep bookmarks to somewhere on the web with a lot of functionality. And if anything changed about that address, you'd have to probably redo all those bookmarks if it didn't redirect. In this case, you don't have to do any of that stuff. It knows what everything is. It knows where everything is. It knows the version of that IP address that only you get access to, and it can sort of lightly bake that into lots of different stuff. And it's ridiculously powerful once you get it set up. Or we already talked about AutoMounter, right? I don't think so. AutoMounter.
Oh, we did. Sorry.
Yeah, I only mentioned it because it saved a huge problem for me, which was that even though I'm not using. I want my NAS, my Synology, to always be up on my laptop at home, because that's where my Synology is. And one thing is that my laptop backs up to that Synology. So it bums me out when I open my computer and it says last backup didn't work. And I'm like, why? Well, why is the 1,000 reasons there could be why a mounted SMB server disappears and doesn't come back. That's all you need to know. It doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter why that happens. What matters is it does happen, and it's frustrating. And AutoMounter does a neat thing, which is let's say you've just got a little network drive at your home or office that's always got the same static IP. You can say, get this mounted, keep this mounted on my Mac, but it also has rules that it follows for how to do that. Now, that's super cool, but what's even better is, because you've got a dedicated Tailscale IP address somewhere in the universe, as long as it can get to that, as long as it can ping it, it will keep it updated via that IP address. So even I can drop it myself, drop it like it's hot, and then it'll come right back up because I've told AutoMounter that's what to do. I love that. That has helped me so much. And that, again, to me, I have this Iron Troika of Tailscale, NextDNS, and now Cloudflare. And those three things, and I guess you can put Let's Encrypt in the mix too, but those three together, it's a pretty powerful combination to keep your stuff wired together without, putting your dick in the mailbox.
I knew that it was all powerful and fancy, but once I got it working, and it's been 2 weeks now. Hooray. I'll say it again. It is just a nice sense of agency. I love being able to see that my spouse's laptop is backed up and I don't need to worry about it and that everything is fine. It's nice being able to host all of my audiobooks, and I didn't know that was living as a tiny little stress thing in the back of my head. Not stress necessarily, but anxiety of like, people give me nice things and share nice things with me. I'm a giver, Merlin. I want to.
Alex, it's a lot like the notional hammer, where you wouldn't want your hammer to do stuff you didn't expect it to do when you're not there. A kind of twisted converse of that is if I'm not sure where all my stuff is and know that it's safe, not only am I going to have a background level of fretting title, but then I'm also going to lose confidence in my ability to know where something goes and know that it'll stay there, right? Isn't that kind of part of it? Like, it's not that you're just necessarily being all like tightly wound about it. It's just that it's nice to know when you put stuff. John Siracusa wants his windows to stay where he put it. I want my salad forks to stay in the cutlery drawer. I don't want a hammer to abduct my daughter, and especially while I'm watching Friends. I want all these things to like meet my expectations, and that gives you a little sense of relief, I think.
Yeah, I'm very.
You should look into NextDNS too.
I have it open for. Yeah, this is.
And I'll tell you why. Because on the one hand, it's neat because, and speaking of agency, like with NextDNS, and they do have a free version. I pay for a very nominal fee for you don't really need to. I think the free version works, but what you do is you do a whole bunch of stuff to set up DNS the way you want, such that if you are, let's put it this way, if you're on Tailscale and you're moving around, you're going to different places, but like, oh shit, like you don't control the router at your office. Like in the crazy, like what if your office has a different IP style or IP range than your house? What if the Starbucks is different from that? Like, wouldn't it be neat if all that stuff that you need to rely on could be taken, like where you're counting down Tailscale to do your thing? NextDNS integrates with Tailscale. So if you go to NextDNS and get everything DNS-y the way you want, we haven't even gotten to the ad blocking yet, but like get everything the way you want with NextDNS. Then what's neat is you're going to get like a little ID that's associated with a location. So you say, hey, Tailscale, hook up with my NextDNS and use this as DNS in these different ways. And then on top of it all, there's an endless number of, lists of things to block trackers and annoyances that can greatly improve the experience of everybody on your network.
Does this make Apple News Plus or whatever it's called usable for you? Because
the main answer is no, because it's a terrible app. The second answer is I can't tell because I haven't seen an ad in there in years. I assume it's better. But yeah, it takes care of that. You do have to do a little bit of your own curation and librarian work, because if you sign up for NextDNS, and can I also just say, I won't speak for myself, but like, I'll tell you a thing. I don't know if this is dumb to say, but like, I really like passkeys. I think passkeys are I don't completely understand them, but based on what I can gather about them, they're a pretty good idea. And I use them for a lot of my load-bearing stuff. What I would suggest is if you're brand new to all of this stuff, and you're an Apple enthusiast or maybe even a power user, I would suggest you consider signing up for all of these using your Apple ID login, or whatever that's called, the Apple sign-in thing, where you get to do Touch ID, to sign you in. Personally, I would suggest that, because if anything does go tits up and you've got to change a bunch of stuff, it's so nice to not have to go run around and find different passwords for things. And especially when you're running back and forth between 2 or 3 services, I find it much more convenient to be able to just turn on one password, like log into one password, and make sure that it's kind of like practically automatically filling all that in for me. You know what I mean? And the worst case scenario, you got to go in and dig out your dumbass hide my email address if it's something, because like if you're on Firefox or you're somewhere weird or you're in the command line. I'm talking too much again. I'm sorry.
Oh no, please.
Isn't Tailscale the best?
It is. It worked exactly. Now it works exactly as advertised, and I'm very happy.
Isn't that a nice feeling? And it's so weird because actually, Matt Webb just mentioned this recently. I remember back in the days when I used to do a blog about productivity. I remember first hearing about, I think she was a fellow at Microsoft, but Linda Stone wrote a lot about email, and she did a lot of interesting, I don't know how sciencey it was, but she coined a term based on her own experience that she then, I guess, put some data together on. Sleep apnea, where like you're sleeping and you stop. She coined a term email apnea because she noticed that it wasn't that she would stop breathing when she was doing email, but long story short, at least according to this recent quote from Matt, she found that almost everybody, while they're doing email, will be slightly short of breath and unintentionally not breathing very clearly. And the only people who didn't have that were people who'd been trained in breathing exercises to do it without not even realizing it.
Holy shit, that makes so much sense. I don't like
that feeling of, okay, well, here's the thing. I feel like that applies to a lot of stuff where I don't know how many years I'm unintentionally bracing for a blow when I prepare to do something. An example of that might be I get home from the office, I go to the house, I open my computer, and I never want to see notifications in the window. And the notification is, your last backup, your last time machine backup didn't work. Because now, okay, now you've made homework for me. That's another thing I've got to do. And what's interesting is, this is how I don't really cry until I'm kind of over the part that made me sad. That's me. But in this instance, it'll take, in my case, several days of not even realizing that something worked before I go, oh, that keeps working, and it didn't not work. For months, I've just been noticing this thing not working. Here's an example, classic, straight out of Roderick's book, and a lot of our friends and family. Do people still get that nuisance bug about like you got to go buy more iCloud? Don't people still get that? And isn't it kind of a bête noire for people? Like it's a famous like I hate Apple because they keep bugging me about this. Isn't that kind of a famous one?
Yeah, it has somehow leached into mine as well. I don't know why. It's a dumb thing I couldn't figure out.
I get from the standpoint. I mean, I listen to relay shows. I'm not made of stone. I'm familiar with the idea that Apple sees its future in services revenue, but I do also think that there's a 1-2 punch of bad user experience to both pushing out that alert so often to people who may not even know what it is or what it's for, to know that there actually is good value in signing up for that, in my experience. Ask me why I don't get it. Well, I've got a family account and everybody's on it and our stuff backs up because I'm I'm a cock. But on the other hand, why couldn't they just make that make it so that it seems like they put a joke amount of space on the free account to basically it's like the equivalent of like remove these annoying ads you hate, that kind of thing. Like, oh, upgrade so you don't see these annoying ads. And in that case, like, it's just a bummer because that happened with Roderick. When Roderick's phone went in, I'm not saying it's because of Apple. Well, John's a grown man. Like when John went swimming in Hawaii and his phone got killed, he had absolutely no backup. And absolutely no sense, even though he can hold this idea in his mind that he's still furious about how often Apple bugs him about buying iCloud. Well, John's a pretty smart guy, and he never put that completely together or won't admit it. But do you see what I'm saying? It would be beneficial to people, and making that like 5 gigs, making it something that couldn't even substantially back up what's just on your phone by default I think that's weak sauce for Apple. And I think it would actually make people want to use it more if they would improve their naming and make it for everything and make it clearer what the thing does.
For me, though, too, like I have the whatever administrator family account and do pay like for the 2 terabytes or whatever so that everybody's stuff can be backed up. But then I've started to get what I literally didn't know what this was until I was at the Apple store. I'm like, what is this? And it will now bug you if to share iCloud Plus with your family if you haven't shared even more storage with them.
Spotify is so motivated to keep reminding me how I'm not using it enough for different things, including with my family. Your family's still on your Spotify. What the fuck, Merlin?
I'm like, my little sister doesn't need hide my email.
See, and what you just sent also, the problem is this is using a design language that if you showed me this page open up in, let's say, if something like this opened in Apple Health, if I open this in Apple Health, I would take this as, okay, it's time to do an audit and check in that all the stuff to make sure your health is in good shape is connected. That, do I know your birth date? Do I know your blah, blah, blah? And instead, this is just like, oh, how do we get more MAUs out of you?
Wait, what's MAU? That's
probably
real.
saying that wrong. I thought it was monthly average uses or something like that. There's a metric that they used to use anyway in this stuff, which is like how many hours a month does someone use this product? Like how many times do you pick up your phone? You know what I mean? There's those kinds of I'm gonna use all of these PKIs, all that stuff that they use. And this feels like they're just trying to make you use the app more. You ever get a thing on your phone that lets you know when there's a nail biter going on in sports? You ever get that? You ever get a nail biter?
Yep.
Oh. Uh-huh. You know who loves that is Marco.
I love it on
it's like a Friday afternoon. My iPad just blows up. My iPad blows up with all, because I don't know why it's my iPad in particular. I guess it's because of notification settings. But suddenly be like, oh, the Warriors are going to play a garbage can in Portland, and you're like, and then I'm like a fucking idiot. So I go like, okay, it's exciting. I'm that fair weather sports fan that gets excited about a given team when it becomes important for the big championship. And so I'll follow it. Now I'm following it in Apple News. And now I'm getting suggested things about angry people with CTEs in my news feed. And that means also then oh God forbid I follow the Spurs, because now I'm going to get alerts about all their nail biters. All their nail biters.
No butter, Jerry. No nail butter.
That's my favorite Cormac McCarthy book.
I have one dumb thing. I now know why it's happening.
Dumb things are the best thing to fix, Alex. That's the best thing.
Sometimes during the show, even though I have Do Not Disturb on, my phone will go off. And
I know what that makes you.
Yeah, yep. Oh God, I hate that word. I'm a berry that dingles. And I'm.
You don't like it because it reminds you of turds in a cat's anus hair?
Yes, and babies get it, and
because of their anal hairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't examined it that.
Sounds like you have. You think about it. I just think it's funny. Somebody's phone rings. You're the one who's obsessing about cat anuses. You're regular Aunt Gail. Sail is in your mouth.
If I could draw an anus back, I would.
Not a navy boat. It's a gravy boat. In this economy, I've been working on Tina's talking points. Best episode TV ever. Continue.
Oh boy,
are we doing this? Things haven't been going so great with Tony.
I'll call you. No, I won't.
No. Is this happening? Are we doing this?
Oh, that is a delightful.
Isn't that a wonderful show? Sorry, what you were saying.
Oh, I have the setting on where if you repeat, if someone calls twice, it will go through.
Okay.
And
that's
it is until you find out.
Like somebody's pregnant rule. There's some places where I can't get them to understand that, and I feel like, am I the only person in the world that has to say this to people? It's like, you guys, for your convenience, obviously, love to conduct all of your I'm almost there stuff through telephone calls. And so there's a lot of places, including the people who pick up my junk, the people who deliver my food, like all those things where I'll be like, I try to figure out how to bubble up. I was like, hey, just so you know. So I've been tempted to blame other people, but I say it myself. I said, I've got a lot of stuff that protects, me from getting nuisance calls. And I know you're not a nuisance, but FYI, I'm more than happy and available to respond to your folks that are coming. But could I ask you to make a note to please text me at this number rather than call me? Because there's a pretty good chance it'll go to voicemail. And then I go and I've got 3 angry voicemails from Sahib about how he's sitting in his car outside my house.
I feel
just
like
letting his cologne accumulate before he brings me my food. That's the sound of Sahib's cologne accumulating. You've never gotten that? You've never gotten food or groceries delivered that smells like cologne or cigarettes?
Cigarettes, yes. Cologne, no. So
in France, it's the same thing.
I'm on the still original, quote, unlimited data iPhone plan. Going on, what, 20 years now?
That's crazy.
Yep, I know.
I can't believe you've been on that, well, obviously forever. I was for a while when one time I changed something and I unintentionally got us off that plan. But it's not that much of a bargain, except from a strictly monetary standpoint, right? Don't they fucking hate you? Don't you go down to like 1K a year if you hit the number?
I think so.
I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is, doesn't it automatically vastly downgrade your speeds on purpose?
Yeah, that's what I thought, but because me, again, everyone on my family plan, which is the four of us, we never hit it,
That's
suppose.
You two and your cats?
Well, no, because I've been on for 20 years. My mom, my younger sister, and I, and somehow
I'm sorry. Now I understand. Okay, yeah.
They do hate us though, because we can't.
Was Matt on that plan the whole time?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, because I think this would be a lot longer than your relationship with Matt, probably. Right?
Well, I've already been called a child bride for getting married at 26, which I don't know.
I basically the reason I get so many texts, the reason I get so many texts from my old grandfather, he loved crisps, is that I have Madeline's, my wife's old phone number, because I used to be on a different thing and she was on AT&T. She'd always been on AT&T. So she, when the iPhone came out, very kindly gave me her phone number to use starting in, this would be 2008. So what is it now? Is that 17 years? For 17 years, I'm still getting, Nancy Pelosi still wants her $15 to Madeline in particular. But no, so we got on, that must have been then. And so the grandfathered in plan is the four of you, the two of you and your cats and your parents and your chattel. You all get, quote, unlimited what? Because like, it's not, is it like LTE speed? Or you're not getting unlimited 5G plus, right?
No, I wouldn't be able to anyway.
You're getting,
so
quote,
it's like,
unlimited, like 3G probably, right?
But
you are so impoverished. For somebody who loves the internet,
though.
Your entire internet experience feels so impoverished to me.
Now that I have a router that has a little
Who's
antennas,
a router? Now that you've got a router, what?
A router that my
is it
router
more consistent or faster, or what's the delta?
It's more consistent. it is faster because
so for downloads, for example, if you wanted to even get like a 10 meg thing, it's more likely to work now.
So much faster, and I can plug in my Synology and my Apple TV and my laptop Apple TV and Synology at the same time. I do need to have a long Ethernet cord to get to my laptop, but I don't need to do a little switchy floopy, which I had to before.
No switchy floopy, no puffy blowy. Yeah.
I pioneered the technology.
Yeah, you're giving puffy blowy title.
Last year, beginning of December, they AT&T for the unlimited, like the grandfather plan, turned off the spam blocking that you're supposed to get. So now,
hang on. Is it the thing that runs that it was like a, not a clone, but like a white label of like RoboKiller that ran at the network level, right? That thing.
Yes.
The thing, Sentry or whatever it's called, like they've got a whole app now. They got this whole bullshit app with like flowcharts in it for like, again, use all of our stuff. But is it that thing where it runs basically RoboKiller at a higher or technically lower level in the stack where you don't get stuff, right?
Yeah, we didn't even get the app.
It's helped a lot.
Apparently it did, because they stopped working, and I didn't realize that spam calls.
That happened to my wife over the weekend.
My
wife, I didn't know about this.
It comes through.
Madeline goes, "Wait, what happened to Gmail?" She asked me questions like this. She texts me and goes, "What happened to Gmail?" And I go, "I'm not sure I know what you mean." And she goes, "What? I've suddenly got all of this spam in my inbox. Why am I suddenly getting so much more spam?" And I didn't know what she was talking about. And I think she runs it in that view where you got the tabs for promotions and all that kind of stuff. But I was like, I have no idea. And it was probably maybe 18 hours later that I saw a news story that was like, oh no, Gmail made a boo-boo and accidentally let a lot of stuff that should have gone to spam go through. I mean, so I guess what I'm saying is, like, whether that is AutoMount or taking care of IP addresses for Synologies for me, whether that is connections, whether that is all the stuff we brace for, it is sometimes it's hard to know that when or whether something worked until we discover that when or whether it's not working, and vice versa. Do you know what I mean? Where you're like, oh, I didn't even realize how good I had it until. Yeah. And so the TP link, is that right?
Yes.
I wonder what's better about it than the Eero, because we talked about this, you don't really need a mesh network. Maybe it's because it's got a lot of antennas, right? That probably helps.
Yeah. I think it just has.
It's one of those ugly boy modems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The cats love to chew on it. But it seems
you said you wanted a cat. Sometimes it pays to remind ourselves. I remember I told myself I wanted this.
No, I have never said I wanted a cat. Never.
I never thought Louis C.K. was funny, so I guess I'm not exactly sweating it either. Stupid deer. I've never seen him. I've never seen him live twice. Go ahead.
The one stupid thing I
love this. This is turning out better than I thought, and you're organized. This is fun.
Well, this you like to make fun of my scaffolding.
I like to make fun of you.
Do things?
No,
yes.
I make fun of the fact that you're not actually interested in making buildings. You're an expert at evaluating. Dingleberry, you're an expert at evaluating scaffoldings for a period of time before you go to looking at other scaffoldings.
I'm no Fred Trump, but listen.
The pilot or the drinker?
Was he
a pilot and a drinker?
I forget about that.
What does that mean when you say you're no Fred Trump?
Because
you're disappointing in a different way?
Yeah, exactly. I disappoint you in ways that you don't even
No, which one am I? Am I Donald?
No.
Did you know Did you know Donald Trump's mother looks a lot like my grandmother?
Oh,
which means that Donald Trump looks a lot like my grandmother.
Is this pure information? I don't know what to do.
Oh, pure information. We got to come back to that. There's a pretty famous photo of Donald Trump's mother, bless her heart, late in her life, and you've probably seen it because in the way that our side can be kind of mean about these things. It became a pretty funny thing to post in 2015 or 16 was this photo of his mother very late in her life. How can I describe this? You know, the things you hear about, say, J. Edgar Hoover and Roy Cohn. Imagine that Donald John Trump dressed up in drag, including like a very implausible, swoopy, almost somewhere between a beehive and a flock of seagulls. Wig. No. Imagine Donald Trump in a wig with makeup, la la la. His mom. And there was a picture he had on his desk for a while. And it looked so much like, like you hear about, stories about somebody walking in a room and being like, oh shit. J. Edgar Hoover and Clyde Tolson are sitting here in drag having a drink. I've got to leave. I should never have seen this. I don't want to know this even existed. I'm probably going to die now just because I know this existed. Mm-hmm. Clyde Tolson, I think his name is. Or Cary Grant, for that matter, and Randolph Scott, but that's a different story for a different day.
Oh, learning a lot.
Whatever happened to Randolph Scott riding the trails alone?
Don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Randolph Scott is. Would you like me to help you learn the history of movie cowboys? Because I can set you up with that.
All right.
You learn about this in Ken Burns' country music series. You don't learn about these Johnny Come Latelys like Roy Rogers and Randolph Scott coming in and wheezing everybody's juice.
Was he in the episode of I don't remember things, but the Wonderful Sisters and their incredible guitar?
Yeah. Probably.
Okay.
Well, I mean I would think that you're talking about the Carter family. You're talking about where there's two women and a man and a guitar?
I think so, because Beyonce kept coming into my head, but I'm like, it's not that. Why do I think Beyonce? Is it because she did country?
Because
album?
of Jay-Z.
I don't know.
Because of Jay-Z's country music.
Because
I was born in the project, roaches and rats. Ding, da, ding, da, ding. Mostly you, the customer.
I didn't think I was going to laugh at
that.
I got
99 problems, what a bitch ain't one. Ding, da, ding, ding, ding.
That would be
Cowboy J. Cowboy J. Carter.
Oh, it's called Cowboy Carter. There we go.
Cowboy Carter.
Right.
I'm country now. I have a hat.
You know how I hate dumb jokes. You know how I hate dumb jokes when other people make them. Mm-hmm. Her. And so when the thing happened recently, and Kristi Noem, I think this will become a very famous thing. You might remember she made an appearance. There were two things notable about the appearance. The thing I really obsessed about was that she was in front of an American flag at a podium that was covered with camouflage netting, like you would put over a Jeep before D-Day. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She had it. So the joke I wanted to make, but I won't because I don't like people anymore. It's like, I see Kristi Noem, but where's the podium? I can't see it. Why would you put that on a podium? Why, for a press conference? Why would you? But the main thing, you might remember she had a pretty fun, pretty huge cowboy hat pulled down like over her eyes to where you couldn't even see her eyes. Do you remember this a week or so ago?
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe this is, for you people who look at the internet, this isn't as funny because you've heard it a lot. Somebody referred to her as the Secretary of Hats. And I just thought that was really funny.
Huh.
And now, I think they're going to, did you see Stephen Miller getting his back up yesterday? Did you see him? See plus Santa Monica fascist Stephen Miller? Did you see how he's separating everybody from the Minnesota stuff? Did you see that? He's throwing the troops under the bus. He's basically saying,
really?
Well,
fuck.
Yeah, you should read up on this. And I watched the video of his high school speech again. Made my family watch it.
That doesn't sound very wholesome, even though I've done.
He looks a lot cooler. My wife said something once when we were watching. It wasn't even Avengers. It might have been Avengers. Yeah, probably Avengers. It was not the first Thor movie, which my wife wasn't there for as much as my kid and me. But what my wife said to me was, Thor is exactly the kind of guy I would try to avoid at parties back at Santa Cruz. Mm-hmm. And I think about that a lot. I think Stephen Miller has a little of that vibe.
I think he has
He'd bring a guitar. He'd bring a guitar to a party.
I don't know. I think he would be like, I don't even need a guitar. I can just talk about how much I want the janitors. I
think you're still living in an age where you believe that other people are as confident as they act, instead of noticing the cracks that let the light in.
But that's what I'm saying.
Stephen Miller has a lot of cracks.
He would act that way, but the man just, is this the show? Why? If I were to bring this up, I'm looking at a picture.
Because you don't do it in an amusing way. I'm connecting it to. I'm doing it as a historian of this program who likes this show and, if I may say, remembers things that have happened on here. Stephen Miller used to be a regular. Go ahead.
Well, you and I like to talk about the, let's say, the difference between.
Well, that's because you make announcements like, politics, skibbity, sad. And I go, why? Tell me the part in that should amuse our listeners.
Well,
who farted? Trans. I farted, Alex. It was I who farted. I farted. I did that.
I wonder.
Tell me more things you fixed.
That's it. I only broke one thing, which I sent you a screenshot of my vaults, my Due by Friday vault, which has all of our show notes and transcripts and all of that. And I was trying to do what
no, did the dingus step on it?
But it was my fault.
This is like when I tried to load ClaudeBot into my repo, and I don't know. That's like trying to install a surgeon in your rectum. I think it's something you should just. You're getting a lot of the words right, but it's not making a ton of sense.
Yeah,
what Alex has sent me is what appears to be a graph illustrating connections between nodes in, I'm guessing, yes, this is Obsidian, I believe.
It looks like one of
I thought it was one of those Dr. Dawn things. Remember when we looked for jizz in our house?
Yep.
Remember that thing where we checked all our dirty things with Dawn? Mm-hmm. All our dirty things. And we were able to find culture where we didn't expect it.
Yeah, we kind of appropriated it, but
appropriate culture.
Yeah. That was almost funny. It was almost.
Oh, I see. You're using it in two different meanings of the word.
First lady of hat. What was it? The
what?
hat. the Christy Gnome of hats. Okay, secretary.
Wow.
Of hats.
Wow. It's so interesting to get a real-time view into like how the processing is going, because my sense is it's not going great.
It's being throttled quite a bit.
Being governed by the governor. And what broke? And so wait, so this is I'm sorry, I'm talking about something visual. I apologize. So you got a round thing with a bunch of little circles. Circles in it, I'm guessing, are episodes or topics? Probably episodes.
Episodes, yeah.
What's the big cluster with the pond around it, with the red green around it? What is that? What is the what's that thing in the upper quarter quadrant?
Those are our show. That is show art.
What does this tell you when you look at this?
That I
mean, like any graph, like any like infographic, does this give you insight into? And then what are the dots that are just dispersed? Is that just topics or something?
Though,
because you got clusters
yes.
that I think are probably episodes. I would make this the show art, except it looks like the kind of thing Gordon uses a blue light to find on a bedspread in Hotel Hell.
Immediately, I did not think of the cultures.
That's my new pole dancer name, Jiz Petrie.
No.
I didn't say I was a good pole dancer.
Secretary, you're a secretary money. Of a hat on a hat.
I do that. I do that. Make a pile them up. Keep more. Steven, put another hat on.
Oh, I'm doing the thing where I'm in scared of holes. Trypophobia. That's I saw that and was like, okay, goodness gracious.
The thing where people don't like invaginations in nature.
Yes.
As famously those, I hate them. That when they put them in flower arrangements, I've hated them since I was a child. But those things where it's like a little gray wooden circle full of dark holes that are seed pods, right?
Oh,
those are the ones I hate the most.
Of something.
No, it's like the canonical. Oh my God! Please don't make me look at this in nature. It's a kind of seed pod that is, I think, the most famous example of that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Don't look at
the green guy. I think so.
I think of those things they put in flower arrangements. It's got a long stem. It comes to a big cup at the top, and it's a dead. Flower in the sense of like being a seed pod. It's sort of desiccated, and it looks, if you look at it from the top, it basically it looks like a circle with like 30 surprisingly dark round holes in it.
Yes. Yeah.
I hate them. What's it called? I hate this. I don't even have this, and I'm going to look it up. Say the word
Trypophobia. And
TRIPO?
TRYPOP.
Oh, TRY.
I think
which makes it Greek. Yes. Look at the Wikipedia photo.
Yeah.
Lotus seed heads. The holes. I'm going to read this because this. Oh, I hate this. Oh my God. Alex, I have shivers on my. You know that feeling on your scalp when you don't like what's going on. I have the scalp feeling right now. It says the holes in lotus seed heads elicit feelings of discomfort or repulsion in some people. Do you find that to be true?
I think so. Yeah, it just doesn't look right.
If it's a super regular pattern, like the carpeting in The Shining, I think that's different. I think it's the slightly irregularness.
I've never seen this in any sort of flower arrangement, and this might be.
I might not know what a flower is, Alex. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, you did.
I'm sorry I've misled you.
You did say dead flower. I'm like, aren't all flower arrangements dead? Like they're not. Everything's. But I didn't bring it up. I just let it happen.
Your tokenizing needs a lot of help. You're having trouble turning the words into math, and that's okay. What is it called? Lotus, right? Lotus seed pod flower arrangement. These would be in a more long. Yes, they are absolutely used in that. Please go search that.
I don't.
Well, then apologize, you fuck.
I just said.
Don't make me sound like an idiot, and then go.
No,
I don't know flower. You delivered flowers for a year. How would you know anything?
No. I am thinking this is a clown situation where...
You're thinking this is a clown situation?
Yes. I don't know anyone who has ever hired a clown for their birthday. But I know
that's what you would call a clown situation.
No.
I'm so glad I don't have to tokenize your words into math.
People stopped hiring clowns like for individual birthday parties, and it became sort of
I think I saw a 2020 about that. Put a lot of good clowns out of work. A lot of veteran clowns, a lot of elderly clowns. A lot of clowns where we said we were going to give them a second chance, like we said in the clown GI Bill. No, I'm serious. Clown Junior Achievement, Clown Future Farmer, Future Clowns of America, FCA, had those cool corduroy jackets. Now I think it would go a little something like this.
Okay. All right.
What else did you do? Go ahead.
That was my whole list. Did I need to do more? I did fix. I don't think it was a dumb
Alex,
thing.
Can I tell you something? I will never stop doing my very best to be supportive to you in a way that I hope will make the program better. And for everybody out there, I hear you going, I just want to hear the trans icon, why does Merlin talk so much? I would encourage Alex to release a show of just themselves on here. And I would like people to be able to enjoy that. Maybe as a Patreon bonus. I'm always trying to help. I'm never really undermining you as far as you know. That was my start in podcasting, was just talking into a microphone and putting it up. That's what I did. That's what I thought a podcast should be, is like, bullshit.
That was Syracuse's favorite. You did that.
Syracuse's favorite.
Syracuse had a favorite podcast years ago where it was just a woman talking about writing. And it made me very happy that a woman would just be like, here's this thing. I like it.
It makes
I'm
a
going
lot
to
of
tell
sense
you
in
about
some
it.
ways, honestly. Like it makes it. Yeah. I only had one, and it's not even new. So let me go look at my Titmatullers. Things it took me too long to realize, which I capture into lists. Oh yeah, Richard Edson. Richard Edson was the first drummer in Sonic Youth. I didn't know that until recently. The origin of the O in the flag of Ohio. Oh, it occurred to me on September 7th of last year that my stepfather probably killed my dog, and it hadn't occurred to me until then.
Fuck. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
What made you realize that?
Oh, I thought about it. There's a subdomain called open.spotify, and it's a subdomain. I think it's smart because it's a subdomain that says what it does, which is it opens the app. It says Open Spotify. I thought that was smart. Let's see. Steelbook, Dr. Joel. Oh, here's my running list. Oh, yeah. This is not very good. These are some of my things that took me too long to realize. Panzer Division, the gay punk rock band. It's a pun on Panzer Division. It didn't occur to me until July 6th of last year. There was a really good punk band in the 80s, 90s called Panzer Division, who were, gay guys. And it didn't occur to me until fairly recently that stands for Panzer Division. Like the
didn't
tanks.
know what Pan V Division is.
Panzers are tanks. Panzer is not Panzers aren't the tanks themselves, but the division.
And I'm saying I didn't know the band, and that's an amazing name for a band.
Yeah. Team Dresch, I think that's just because of Donna Dresch's name. Now, the other gays I can't speak to. Tom Robinson,
Why not? And then language barrier or what?
A language is a virus. Ooh. Let's see. Oh yeah. Wait, I think I checked this one as the double turns out. Iconoclasts, and during the Reformation, iconoclasts deliberately damaged Catholic art in such a way that the face of Christ was removed or rendered unrecognizable. Are you familiar with this?
No.
That Crusaders have done this to, Muslim stuff. But so it's during the Reformation. Iconoclasts were people who deliberately, damaged Catholic art in such a way. Now, here's the important part. I want you to sit with this clause a little bit here. That the face of Christ was removed or rendered unrecognizable. And do you know what that's called?
Defacing?
It's called defacing. Mm-hmm. Wait, did you always know that? Because doesn't that make sense now?
Yes.
Because it didn't always, because we don't use it to mean taking the face off something all the time. But that's supposedly what it used to mean. Here's what I realized. Oh boy, you talk about a letdown. Oh boy, this is a letdown. I'm sorry in advance. I've been complaining. I've been elevating the discourse for a couple of years now because we pay for the Hulu live TV package because that's our way of watching live TV. So like if there's an awards show or news or like whatever, a Hulu show we want to watch, like Hulu is how we do that. I think eventually soon we'll figure out a way to get live TV in Disney, but long story short, that's how we watch live TV. I would also just underscore at this point, and I don't think it's just because of the beta, Hulu continues to be the worst app on Apple TV. It is, even in the estimation of my son and even in the estimation of my wife, it is unusable. It does not respond to clicks. It's a very, very, very bad app. But you know what I've been talking about a long time is you watch some MSNBC, especially. Now, the real heads are going to know this. You're going to go like, I don't understand what a commercial is. But it's been funny to me for well over a year that there are so many PSAs. What are obviously either PSAs or house ads. Do we know what those are?
Not how, yes, by
PSA
house
is a
ads.
public service announcement where you are mandated, at least in the days of broadcast, you are mandated to have a certain amount of your commercial stock be things like reading is fundamental or like don't do crack. And then house ads, or at least the term we used to use for, so you're a site that sells and presents advertising to people. So you like the implication or what's baked into that is, well, the main reason you have ads anywhere is because you make money from it. But there's a lot of occasions where you don't have inventory or you don't have the right inventory or whatever. Or maybe it's a time where like the cycles are changing and you like want to redistribute somebody's buy over, Anyway, and you can always run PSAs. You're allowed to run more PSAs, but it used to seem so strange to me on MSNBC and now MS Now when you'd be watching it, it goes like, "Hey, there's they do the more you know about mentorship." And then it's another different one about mentorship. And then it's a third one about mentorship. Then it's this very attractive African-American lady saying you can get kids to go outside by teaching them how to use bubbles. And then it's the gay guy from Heroes talking about help and friends and stuff. And there'd be so many of these. And then there'd be all these fucking house ads, meaning ads for our own stuff, for like these NBC golf app, and all this different shit. And can I just tell you, my incredibly unsatisfying thing I figured out, I think this month, why there are so many PSAs when I watch Hulu. And then the true house ads, best pound for pound, the best house ads in the business. Hulu has great house ads for their actual Hulu service. Like with the little felt people and the little girl running down the hallway with the Wilhelm scream and the owl. Whoo, let's go watch me.
Yes, when I used to watch Grey's Anatomy, it was one of those shows where you still, even if you paid, you still had to see ads. And
were you watching on Paramount or Hulu or what?
On Hulu,
okay.
Because that's where ABC it used to, just be.
Oh, that's so funny you should say that, because depending on where and how you choose to watch it, Survivor's like that too. At Survivor, you get the thing at the beginning that's like, there will be mini ads you can't skip in this, even though you pay $109 a month for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think I figured out? I can't believe it took me this long to. This is a guess. I haven't looked it up, and I'm not going to look it up because I don't care. Here's the thing. Dumb thing I figured out this week. I'll bet you it's not because they are, quote, out of inventory everywhere. It's kind of because, like, if you went by that metric, it would kind of seem like MSNBC's going out of business. They run so many house ads and PSAs. You know what I think it is? I think it is that there are people who bought an ad. I don't know how this business works, but like, let's say you want an ad to be on during, I don't know, a soap opera, General Hospital, or presumably Ryan's Hope. I don't know, or All My Children. And like, so you pay CBS or ABC or NBC to run that ad. I think what's happening is there's certain blocks that are sold not by Hulu. And they show, you know how it is sometimes if you're watching some streaming services, they'll be like, we'll be back in 3 minutes and there's no ads.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that's where those blocks are being sold either by local affiliates or by the networks or whatever. And I was really excited that I figured that out. That it's not just that they're going out of business and just showing things about mentors. Get a mentor? What? How do I get a mentor? Can I get a mentor and be a mentor? And that's what I figured out. And it was very satisfying to me. These things don't need to be big things. They just need to be noisome things that one fixes.
Well, what's the fix for that?
Oh, self-awareness.
The more you know. Oh, the more you know yourself.
The more I know
you're
myself.
The black lady.
The more I know myself. It sounds like
do
it in a Forrest Gump voice.
No.
The more I know myself.
I've done a Forrest Gump voice.
I have a good brain.
And I'm like, that's not.
Okay, that was a reference to Tropic Thunder. Laugh with me.
And I'm not going to say what did I listen.
Simple
I
Jack.
love Jack, but you never do the full Jack.
No, you never go full Jack.